In this video, we're going to review Form SSA 7050-F4, also known as the Request for Social Security Earnings Information. You'll notice at the very top of the form that the Social Security Administration specifies you should not need this form if all you are requesting is annual earnings totals. You can set up your own SSA account, and within your account you can log in and review your earnings history for free, completely for free. But if you complete this form, depending on the type of information you need and whether or not you need it to be certified by the Social Security Administration, you will be required to pay a fee, and we'll get to that momentarily. So you should only use this SSA 7050 if you need either certified or non-certified detailed earnings information. And this would include periods of employment, periods of self-employment, and the names and addresses of employers that reported your earnings during the time that you worked for them. Or if you need a certified annual total of your earnings. In this case, this would include the total earnings for each year, but not necessarily the names and addresses of the employers that reported your earnings. And again, if you just need a total of your annual earnings not certified, then don't use this form at all, because you will be required to pay a fee to file this form. In the middle of this form on page 1, this is a 4-page form, but in the middle of page 1 towards the end is the Privacy Act statement. This is very common information that you'll see on Social Security Administration forms, talking about compliance with the Social Security Act, allowing the Social Security Administration to collect certain information, and specifying what use the SSA makes of your information. All of this information is publicly available if you want to spend hours and hours going through the Social Security Administration website. It actually contains a lot of these references so that you can go into deep detail. Obviously, most people don't want to do that, but that's what this Privacy Act statement means. And then at the bottom is a required disclosure pursuant to the Paperwork Reduction Act that basically says the SSA's the Social Security Administration's estimate is that it should take the average person about 11 minutes to read the form instructions, gather facts, and answer the questions. So at the top of page 2 is the form itself. So you will enter your first name, middle initial, last name, Social Security number. It's important to note that one Social Security number per request. So if you are a married couple and you're looking to get Social Security earnings information for each of you, then you would have to file 2 distinct forms. Date of birth, if applicable, date of death. If you're a beneficiary or if you're a surviving spouse that is trying to get information about your spouse's earnings, there could be a variety of reasons why you might be making this request. Then insert the date of death in the appropriate line. And then if you had another name on file, a maiden name perhaps, then insert that as well. In Area 2, this asks you to specify what kind of earnings information you need. So at the top, an itemized statement of earnings. This itemized statement includes the name and addresses of employers. If you do check this box, then you need to tell the Social Security why you need this information. For example, maybe you want to verify your earnings history, and you need to contact an employer who you believe misreported information on a previous year's W-2. You need to update that you need to update that information so that the proper Social Security earnings are reflected in your record and your file is updated accordingly. That could be a very legitimate reason why you would need an itemized statement of earnings. To do that would cost you $100. And again, this is not for a certified version. This is just for an itemized statement. You'll have to specify the years that you've requested, and you can get this itemized statement to be certified for an additional $44. So you'll notice that that's the same $44 fee that you would incur simply to have a certified version of the yearly totals that you can download for free on the SSA website. And it gives you the link to log into your account. And again, to the right, you'll enter the years requested. In section 3, if you want this information to go to someone else, then complete that third-party information field below. Section 4, you are declaring under oath, under penalty of perjury, that you are the person or the legal guardian of the person that is requesting earnings history. So you're signing this here, and you're dating this form. Please note that the Social Security Administration must receive this form within 120 days of the dates of signature. So don't sign this form and then just forget about it. You should sign it, date it, and then either take it to the Social Security office or you can send it via mail or fax. Relationship, if applicable, you must attach proof. So it could be guardianship papers, it could be a marriage certificate. Whatever your relationship is, if you have a relationship to a person that you're requesting information for, then you must attach that proof. Phone number, address, state, city, and zip code. The signature block is only required if you mark X in the signature field. So if you mark X instead of a written signature, then you must have 2 witnesses that know you and can personally verify your identity to sign and then state their address on this form. So the last couple of pages are simply questions and answers. How do you get your earnings statement? The form kind of answers the questions that I just walked through. So you can get certified or non-certified itemized statement. You can get annual totals certified. You can request someone else's earnings. So if you are, the natural or adoptive parent or a legal guardian of a minor or the legal guardian of someone that is declared legally incompetent, then you can do this. Your proof might include a birth certificate, court order, adoption decree, or some other legally binding document. If you're the legal representative of a deceased person's estate, a survivor, such as a spouse, a parent, a child, a divorced spouse of a divorced parent, or if you're an individual with a material interest, like you're a next of kin, then you must include the proof of death and the proof of your relationship with the deceased. On the right-hand side, this walks you through the fee that the Social Security Administration charges because this is, an additional request that is not directly related to the day-to-day operations of the Social Security Administration. They're authorized to charge a nominal fee to provide this information, and they can certify this information for an additional fee. So make sure you understand whether or not you have to obtain certified earnings for the purpose that you're requesting. You may pay by credit card, check, or money order. There are credit card instructions. There are check or money order instructions. And you can expect the Social Security Administration to take about 120 days. After that time, there's an 800 phone number that you can call with regard to your request, or you can make an appointment at your local Social Security office. So, if you're mailing, you mail it to the Social Security Administration, P.O. Box 33011, Baltimore, Maryland 21290-33011. If you're using like FedEx, you can send it to that P.O. Box as well. It's an identical address to the mailing address. And then if you choose to pay by credit card, you can complete your credit card information here. If you choose to write a check, you should write a check payable to the Social Security Administration. Just a note of caution, be very careful with your credit card information, especially if it's going out via mail. There are lots of different forms of mail fraud, and one way of being able to steal someone's identity is simply by going through their mail. And you're putting your Social Security number on this document, and now you're going to put your credit card information on this document. You should be very careful in doing this. This is, the exact same form. You can set up an appointment to complete it in person in front of a Social Security Administration employee, and you can also write a check to avoid having so much personally identifiable information floating around in the mail. So that's it for this walkthrough. We've written a complete article on this form. If you'd like to read it and learn more in depth, please go to our website, teachmepersonalfinance.com, type in SSA-7050 in the search bar, and you can read at length the article that we've written on this form. Thank you very much.